Hey, Happy New Year. Yay. And welcome to this week's episode of Monday Matters, where I offer additional insights based on my church's Sunday sermon. And then I invite you to experiment with some practical applications for the week. So this week's sermon was from Matthew chapter 6, verses 5 to 15, where Jesus is teaching on prayer. Now, first, let me say, I have a whole different idea of what Jesus was like. Yeah, I didn't think he was always politically correct. So I can just see him here saying, don't be praying in public, for the sake of reward or praise from people, like it's a theatrical performance, right? You're expecting what? Applause? No, this is what you do. Find a quiet place each day for a time where you can simply be a child of God, right? No responsibilities, no obligatory roles to put on. So in this space, you can be happy, you can be sad, you can be overwhelmed, fearful, doubtful, whatever human state you find yourself in that moment. And then basically you're saying, here I am, Lord, with all my stuff, right? And then Pastor says, as you're saying that, at some point, the focus shifts from our stuff to God's presence, where there's love and acceptance and grace and the assurance that we are in God's care. And there's abundance there. Then Pastor began this rampage of who God is, right? And some of the things I remember is, a shepherd, a provider. And, my mind kind of went to what my grandma used to say. He's a doctor in a sick room and a lawyer in the courtroom, right? He's our all and all. So much more than we can even wrap our brains around. Well, then Pastor invited all of us to deepen our relationship with God. So here's where I want to offer my first experimentation for the year. So I want you to take a few minutes every day, right? And connect to the power that's breathing you. Set your alarm on your phone if that helps. And then go sit where you won't be interrupted. Close your eyes, right? Take a few deep cleansing breaths in through the nose, and then breathe out slowly, like you're breathing through a like you're blowing through a straw. Say that 3 times fast. So in essence, you are smelling the flowers and blowing out the candles. Now you want to do this a few times at your normal rhythm, right? So you don't have to count and all that. But as you breathe, generate a state of gratitude. And you can do this by just thinking of all the things that you can be grateful for, right? That you can truly be grateful for, from the minute to the mighty. Now, allow the love of God to just wash over you, right? And just let all your stuff go. Then thank him, open your eyes. And as we say in the military, as you were. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Jesus is modeling how to pray. So he says to begin with a praise and a reverence to God. Then you can ask for whatever you require for the day, right? Your physical sustenance and, the way I see it, how you desire to be for the day, right? So maybe for you, it's help me be kinder or more loving in a particular situation, rather than being tempted to be impatient or unloving or disrespectful. I hope that makes sense. Also, he invites us to ask for forgiveness as we forgive others. So this brings us back to the principle of reaping and sowing, right? Giving and receiving. Because as you give forgiveness, you receive forgiveness. And if you refuse to forgive, you will also not be forgiven. So again, I want to add my interpretation of the little piece that says, let your kingdom come and your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I say, may I strive to be in the physical as I am in the non-physical or in the spirit, right? So we may be here to experience a human journey, but we need not forget that we are also spirit, non-physical beings navigating contrast in physical form. Because there's no contrast in spirit, right? Your spirit is never confused. It's never afraid. It's never indecisive. And it's never doubtful. Only here do we experience both light and dark, love and fear, life and death. And that's another reason for us to regularly connect with our infinite side and ask for guidance, for comfort, for confidence, and then take inspired action from that state. So let's be intentional about this in 2022. Because if you want different, you must do differently. And I invite you to experiment with this for the next 7 days. So go ahead, set your timer, connect, ask, and then do. All right, that's it for this week. Questions and comments are welcome as always. And I'd love for you to share your results. Because remember, it's not enough to agree with the Sunday sermon. It's not enough to agree what I'm saying. It's what you do on Monday that matters. All right, guys. Love y'all.